What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it is another lovely Tuesday. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and it's time for the ModMyMods weekly update, news update, as it is. Luckily, today you don't have to just listen to my voice babble on about nothing. I am actually joined with a lovely guest here, who I will introduce in 2 seconds. But you're in for a treat. We actually have some news. We actually have some topics to talk about instead of just nothing. But it should be good. It should be a fun little treat. So let me bring on our lovely guest here, Stefan Landry, our good friend up north in the great up north, joining us from Modders Inc. He's a good friend of ours, and a pleasure to have on the show. So thanks for joining me.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it. If you guys don't know Stefan and some of the things that he does, he is actually one of the media guys. He's also a builder for Modders Inc. He does a whole bunch of stuff as well. Let me actually show you some of the things that he's done. This is his Instagram. Don't get disturbed by the 226 followers. It's just because he doesn't update his stuff. However,
I'm not Instagram active too much.
However, you do post quite a bit of stuff on your Facebook page, and have put together a couple builds. This white one, where was this one most recently? I don't remember.
The white one was at CES 2020 in the Oris booth.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's awesome. And I would imagine that you did all of the modding and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, all of the modding was done in this workshop I'm in right now.
Oh, okay.
Relatively simple build, but the plumbing was... Well, you know all about the plumbing, right?
I do, actually. And a little side note, when we were at CES and we were putting together this build, Landry didn't actually... Well, do you mind if I call you Landry, or would you prefer Steph?
No, that's fine.
Okay,
that's
so little backstory on Landry and I. Stefan used to call the shop all the time, right? And he would call and he would talk to Joe most of the time. And I picked up the phone and he goes, "Yeah, it's Stefan." Okay, who the hell is Stefan? Because we'd never really referred to him as Stefan. We always called him Landry. I always thought Landry was his first name, Stefan was his last name, and I got that all screwed up. And then he's like, "It's Stefan Landry." I'm like, "Oh, it's Landry. Okay, all right, cool. I now know who you are."
Whatever works, man.
Yeah, I guess. So actually, Landry put this one together and wasn't able to be a part of CES this year, which I'm hoping, if we have CES for next year, that you are there, because we need to see each other again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this build is actually really, really sweet looking. I like the way that you have it set up, and the tubing runs and stuff like that. This is all Alpha Cool stuff, right? At least the fittings and the tubing, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Apart the radiator's dark side.
Mm-hmm.
But all the rest was Alpha Cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. Unfortunately, with show builds, a lot of people don't really know this, that they're pretty awful to fill sometimes, depending. And this one was definitely up to the task of being pretty horrid to fill, because of the way that everything's oriented and everything like that, it was kind of difficult to make it actually work. However,
well, one of the challenges I actually had with that build, it would have been a lot easier, but the line going from the reservoir up to the pump under, it was going through a 90 and it was going straight. But that 90 ended up leaking because the seal where the rotary is was actually leaking like last minute. So I was like, what am I supposed to do with this now?
Yeah.
I checked my stuff and I couldn't find an extra 90. I'm like, I don't even care what kind it is, if it's new, if it's broken, as long as it works.
Yeah, right.
And I couldn't find anyone, so I had to use 245s. So since I was using 245s, it was going lower than the actual inlet of the pump. So because of that, it was
I remember
you had to fill it probably like 20 milliliters a cycle.
Yes, it was fun. It was great. This little tiny little res, you fill it up and then turn it on for 2 seconds and then turn it off.
Yeah. But I mean, once it's full, once it starts, it's fine.
Yes. Yeah. And I
They
mean,
just have to start it.
yeah, that's
It's
always,
getting there.
yeah, sure. That's always the trick with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I again thought this was one of the cooler builds that was on display, and then you actually had this one that was down here too that was on display at CES. That was in the thermal take case, right?
Yeah, the white View 71.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I thought that that was really, really awesome. And these builds were put together, obviously, by the Stefan Landry that we are talking to today.
Yeah.
The next build here, though, I kind of wanted you to tell me a little bit about. I mean, like, it looks like this has been hand painted on the graphics card and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a reasoning behind it. So, what do you got going on here?
I wanted to do people. I saw somebody speaking about spray paint hydro dipping
Hmm.
before I even saw that Linus talked about it, and I was like, "This is easy." I mean, I want to show people how easy this is actually to do. So I actually got my mother and I told her instructions. And I told her, "You do this, do that," and I took pictures as she went just to show how simple it actually was.
Hmm.
So I disassembled the card and I just gave her the shroud and the back plate, which was masked. And I was like, "Here you have all the colors. Choose your colors, and I'll make my build with the colors you choose." There was actually also lime green, and when she started spraying in the actual tub, the green wouldn't work, so it ended up just being yellow, blue, and silver. But I
Wow.
mean, the result speaks for themselves. I mean, she basically just went, sprayed what she wanted, dipped it, let it dry, probably for like a day or two, just to make sure if there's any water under the paint between the either the plastic or from the shroud or the metal from the backplate that it's actually dry. So
Wow.
then I just reassembled it and removed the masking tape, and that's what it did.
It looks really, really good, man.
Yeah,
It
and on that build too, if you it's not really clear at first, but once you know, you're like, oh, I didn't notice that. The motherboard itself, I removed everything, plasti dipped it white, then I spray painted it silver.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there's that's the thing with with modding that a lot of people don't necessarily see is that it's the little subtle things like
Yeah.
dipping the board and making it white and doing the silver accents and that type of thing. It's really neat to see what other people come up with. Obviously we can do stuff ourselves and whatnot, but it's neat to see other people's perspective. So
Yeah. I mean, for the motherboard, I just wanted to paint it silver, but I'm like, if it's silver, I mean, there's a slight chance that it could be conductive or
mm,
eventually could become conductive.
hmm
So I was like, okay, if I want a white base coat to make that silver pop up, if I put white plastic dip, it's gonna be perfect to just highlight that silver on top.
yeah, absolutely. Well, that's very, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, again, if you guys haven't checked out Landry's page, Duality92, that is Landry. He does all sorts of fun things. Again, thank you everyone for joining us here today. We are going to take a small little adventure and do the news. It'll be fun. Thanks, Jenna, Jason, Maddie, Celtic, Travis. There's a whole bunch of people I'm sure that I'm forgetting. Thank you everybody for joining us. It is great to be here today. So, the one thing I had to ask you, Landry, yeah, obviously you do the builds, some of the builds for Modders Inc. and whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a crazy lockdown going on like we do for the thing that we shall not speak of?
Well, right now the big challenge that we have is getting answers from manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just moving along with what we have currently, and we're playing the waiting game, I guess, to get more hardware for future content.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I mean, a lot of people don't get that. You know, some of us are still waiting for things to come back. You know,
Yeah.
and because of this
Yeah.
whole screw up with what's going on and everything like that, it's very difficult to sometimes be patient.
Yeah, I mean, we have there's a lot of stuff that's basically just waiting because there's a lot of people working from home instead of people actually working in headquarters and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been hard to just get stuff. From what I'm seeing, basically right now, it's only
Mm-hmm.
major reviewers that are getting their stuff in time, or even them, or sometimes are getting it late.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
there's a lot of releases being pushed
yeah, the
and such
3000
too.
series card was supposed to come out, and the new, the Intel chip I know is delayed a couple weeks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's tough for everybody. It is tough for everybody. And obviously the most important thing is to stay safe out there and wash your damn hands. That's
yeah,
it.
exactly,
Cover your cough. Make sure if you're sick, you stay home and do the social distancing thing, and everything will turn out
exactly,
fine. It'll be fine.
exactly.
So on top of that, let's talk about what is going on here in New York, which is a whole lot of malarkey. Pretty much the same thing that was happening last week. We're still deemed essential. Surprise. Unfortunately, you can't come to the shop though. We were kind of letting people come pick up their orders if they wanted to. However, we're gonna maintain that whole social distance and don't really need to come if you don't need to. However, we will figure out a way if you do want to come pick it up. We will, package it all up and make sure that it's set aside for you in a different location and that type of thing. Just let us know ahead of time. For New York State, though, nothing's really changed. The only thing that I did kind of find a little interesting is that $600 in additional weekly unemployment benefits have been made to all New Yorkers. And the period covered by unemployment benefits extends from 13 weeks up to 39 weeks.
Kind of tell you.
What? Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm no good at math. Do not get me wrong. I'm terrible at math. But I did a little calculations. Little. That's more than a lot of people make.
Yeah.
So why are we working? All right. Anyways, so yes, I am very grateful to be able to come to work, and it stinks that everybody has to be stuck at home. However, do the social distancing thing. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Everything should be fine. But hey, guess what? New York State, it's pretty much the same so far. Nothing's changed here. Have you seen this tweet from Crisis? Did you hear about this? How supposedly they're going to be doing a new Crisis? I mean, I don't know if you're as excited as I am, Stefan, but I am beyond excited. And I think, unfortunately, your video died on me. Uh-oh. I think you. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
Sorry. But did you see this thing about Crisis? It's supposedly coming back.
Yes. Yes. Crisis RTX.
Who knows? I'm kind of excited.
And if they're doing it for Minecraft, why not remaster it for Crisis?
I mean, how shiny can you get them boxes? Like seriously.
Exactly.
They're this big. I thought that was kind of neat. I'm excited for it. I played a lot of Crisis. My mind is blown as well. Pedro from PCMR. Again, something to be excited about, I guess. But who knows?
Yeah.
Everything's going to be pushed back, I'm sure. But
I think they just want to keep their meme status for the next 20 some years.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a joke, right? Like, everybody says, well, what can it run Crisis?
Exactly.
They
just want to keep that meme because everybody's talking about it. So
right, so why not remaster it? I get it. I get it. Well, Landry, do you own a Switch?
No, I don't.
That praise to you. I mean, that is like crack for addicts right there. It is so terrible because you are just sucked into this game called Animal Crossing.
I know my wife's been asking. I'm like, no.
Oh,
no.
yes, no. Have you seen the prices?
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. I'm like, I can build you a PC for that price.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, we were looking online. It's like $500 for just the kind of crappy one, and then it's like $600 or $700 for the Animal Crossings one that has the vinyl on it. It's like,
I mean, it's just an overlay on. Then you're paying like $100 extra.
Yes, exactly. I can build you a PC. just like you said.
Yeah.
Build your PC for that. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Well, if you do have a Switch, there is a nice handy-dandy update. This actually was brought to us by Hot Hardware. Again, thank you, John from Hot Hardware, for giving me an update. Actually, that's another thing I want to talk about. We'll talk about that after the Switch here. But John gave me a little insider information, which is kind of cool, and I'll share that with you here in a second. But if you do have a Switch, make sure you do the update. It allows you to do where's my little sheet here. It allows you to do button remapping with the Joy-Cons, the Pro Controllers, and the Switch Lite. It allows you to do SD data transfer, which is kind of cool. But they did say that not all save data will transfer, and not all of the updates will transfer either. So just make sure you know what you're transferring before you do it, because not all of it's just going to go. The other thing is that they also said, hey, don't use alcohol on this thing because it'll, well, yeah, right, you cringe. You cringe just like I did when I read that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. All right, so plastic.
Well, I mean,
and,
with the thing we can't talk about, I mean, everybody's using alcohol wipes on everything, so.
Absolutely. Now, some people that might not know, plastic and alcohol usually don't go well together. No.
Especially acrylic.
Oh my goodness, that is like, yeah, no, acrylic is really bad. Anytime you see like spider cracks or contamination or starting to break apart, it's probably because somewhere along the lines you got a little alcohol on that, and there's no turning back. There's no recovery. You get a new one. Pretty much is what ends up happening. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's basically what you have to do.
Yeah. So, the natural stuff, the natural hand sanitizer or the non-alcoholic based sanitizer is the way to go. Oh, he's got some Lysol Advanced. What does that say? I don't know. It's in French.
No. Oh, sorry. Put on the English side. Yeah, disinfecting wipes.
All right.
that's what I used to wipe down my shop counter.
Well, that is a good alternative to use. That is for sure. So again, if you have a Switch, don't be using alcohol on them things to clean it. Use the non-alcohol based stuff, and you will make sure that your controllers keep the color and don't start to disintegrate, because that's what happens. The quick little insider information that we got from John is that I will have some sort of update about LTX in like 2 weeks. Maybe.
So an update of an update?
Yeah, so it's an update to an update in like 2 weeks. Right?
Okay.
So, I mean, you'll have to come back and hang out and hear the update, right? Let's see what we got going on in the chat here, because I gotta, I'm terrible at multitasking. Some people aren't that bad. I'm awful at it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So some things, hoping things settle down soon, but mostly hope everyone stays safe and healthy. Status quo in Ohio too. Yeah, I can understand. Still stay at home in Florida. I can imagine that too. And yeah, it's impossible to find those wipes in Miami. I would imagine. And that's actually a good point. Jenna brings up tea tree is actually one of the most natural sanitizers that you can find. So any of like the tea tree wipes, the tea tree sprays and stuff like that is actually pretty beneficial and will do relatively the same style of cleaning, if not better, than the alcohol-based stuff. So good to know, and definitely a helpful tip. So thank you. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that you have a Zoom account, right? Everybody's got a Zoom account. Did it get hacked? Because, well,
I don't know. I didn't put any credit card information on it. I only used the free option, so I wasn't too fussed about it. But I wouldn't want to be one of those guys who put his credit card information on it.
Oh, my goodness. And, I understand because, like, the whole thing with the whole Zoom accounts was just trying to communicate with people. And honestly, what really kind of screwed up a lot of things was the fact that you have the less tech savvy people that are just going, yeah, here's my stuff, woo, and sending it, and that's not always good. So since they instituted having passwords and stuff like that, that's obviously a step in the right direction. However, you could definitely check your Zoom account, make sure that it's got a password on it and stuff, because if it doesn't, well, they've been selling them. They've been selling Zoom accounts on the dark web, the deep web. You know. So just be careful of that. Make sure you got a password on it. That's basically the best bit of advice that I can give you.
That's pretty much all you can give, I guess.
I mean, that's it. That's it. I wanted to ask you if did you play any of the Fallout series?
I played quite a bit of 3 on Xbox 360 before I actually had a real gaming PC when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it a lot on PC again when I actually got a PC. I bought it again on PC. And I played some Fallout New Vegas also, but I stopped there because I played a lot of modded, and after a while I played with cheats, and when I got into 4 I just couldn't play vanilla anymore for a while.
I understand.
So I stopped there.
Well, luckily you don't have to, deal with this hot garbage. We got some hot garbage this evening. Yeah, and it's Fallout 76, okay? I don't know why, Bethesda, you haven't learned from your first mistake, but this was a terrible game. This is awful. Like, I'd rather...
I mean, I've never seen somebody say, "Yeah, man, have you played Fallout 76? It's a great game." No, not one.
No, I don't think
that in Elder Scrolls Online, there's very few people I've seen enjoy it.
Yeah, and between the two of them, I'd rather go outside and do something out there. Maybe mow the lawn.
Rake leaves.
Yeah, oh, that's a good one. Take out the garbage. Well, hey, we can take this, put it in the garbage, and we'll just do them a favor.
Yeah.
And get it out of
here. Put
here.
it in the same bag with the dog poop I have lying in it beside the fence.
It's unbelievable. So why don't we just, put it out of its misery and stop? Okay, stop. Just go back to.
At least they're still generating some revenue, I guess.
I guess. Sure.
I guess.
All right. Anyways, do you play any Blizzard games lately? Or no, not really.
I played some Diablo 3, but not lately.
So I was doing the Diablo 3 grind last night because, I don't know, Season 20 came out, and I was like, all right, well, let's install it, right? And then, there's I don't know if you use the site Down Detector, which basically takes a look at what's going on and what's not going on. And there were some major issues last night.
So basically, they were having the same issues last night as they were when they launched the game. Eight some years ago.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds pretty much par for the course, right? I also purchased WoW Classic, and I was like super excited for that. And then I got like in queue, and I was number 3,000 something in order to get into the game.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, seriously, man. It's like, come on. So, I don't know if anybody else had issues last night, but there's an issue. And it might be, something to do with the 50 million freaking people that are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone garbage, but, that might be part of it. I don't know. Might be.
I mean, update your servers, Blizzard, because you often hear Blizzard having troubles with servers. A lot in gaming groups that I follow on Facebook, there's a lot of people quite often, not occasionally, I mean regularly, post about, oh, I'm still waiting, oh, the Blizzard servers are still down, or always.
It's pretty funny. I understand that everybody's experiencing issues because, like, for example, I was playing No Man's Sky the other day. And they just had a crazy update where they opened it up to even more worlds and even more universes together. So, like, if you ever played WoW and you walked into Ironforge and your computer just took crap because it couldn't process so many people being in there, that's exactly what's happening with No Man's Sky, too. And I think that's just like a going theme. because the server, like, everybody's stuck at home. So what are you gonna do? Play games,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
basically what every gamer is doing, and I mean, even people that were non-gamers are starting to game because they don't have anything else to do. So
Right? Why not? Why not do that? Pass the time by doing
exactly.
something. Oh, um, well, I only have two other things that I want to talk about. Other than that, Landry, do you have anything that you want to tell these lovely viewers that we have here, or anything that's going on in your world, or are you kind of on hold just like the rest of us with all of our projects?
Yeah, I'm sort of on hold right now. The next project I'm going to be working on is putting the TRX 40 build you guys saw at CS.
Hmm.
I'm going to be putting in this black in 1509 case
Okay.
with it's going to have a Mora 420 mounted on the rear panel.
Ooh, so like that's like the backside of the. What do you got? Holy cow! Yeah, yeah. There's some. That's a monster rad. In case you did, well, not a monster rad. Sorry, a Morad 420. If I mean, it's a
Yeah.
monster-sized radiator. Holy hell!
Yeah, you can see this is the actual back panel and takes up the whole panel.
Jesus. Now, what do you got underneath there? It's like 40 millimeter standoffs or something.
I haven't measured, but they're probably like 30 millimeters.
Okay.
They're their socket 2011 standoffs for a water block I had, and they're threaded M4 on one side,
Okay.
so they thread on the. You can have a brackets for these radiators to put on them for like I think they're grills,
Mm-hmm.
sort of grills, and they're I just threaded them into those and basically drilled the panel and bolted it right to the panel.
Wow. Dude, I mean, I think that looks pretty sweet. I'm excited to see how it actually all turns out.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's already heavy, and I mean, just not even anything in the case yet.
Yeah, right. No hardware, no nothing, just a Morad. Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, to be honest with you guys, that's pretty much all I had to talk about today. I do want to give three shout outs to a couple of our friends. Caitlin, V3, who is actually a very well educated and well versed IT professional, actually does all sorts of streaming. She's got Caitlin V3 as her Instagram, but she does all sorts of streams. And today she was doing one about the news and the market and everything like that. And she really knows her stuff and knows how to really get into deep into a lot of different issues and different things that are going on. So make sure that you give her a follow and a gander. She's again got some great stuff and really knows what she's doing. The other guy that I wanted to shout out to is Zach, our buddy Zach in Pittsburgh. He is actually a former Army vet and well, an Army vet. That's what I should say. But we occasionally join him for playing some games here. He likes to play that garbage duty Warzone, and we join him for that occasionally.
Oh, you've joined it for the garbage that you're talking about.
Yes, I mean, you know, you got to play the garbage to know the garbage, right? So,
Well, isn't it free, right?
right, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
free trash.
Yeah, I mean, you can try it. There's no harm in trying it.
Right, everybody
It's
tries
free.
it once, twice.
Just
I
just
don't
Fortnite, even if it's free, don't try it.
No, don't try it. You do something else. Just
No.
it's like a bad cloud in the sky. You just go around it, you know, under it, over
Go
it.
play in traffic. Well,
Yeah.
just
Don't do that. Don't play in traffic. Don't listen to Landry.
No,
I don't know
no.
what they do up there in Canada. It's not the same down here. You know, you get ran
there's
over.
just no traffic anymore here,
Oh,
so
right. So maybe you can. I don't know. Who knows? Well, make sure you give Caitlin a quick follow on Twitter. Our buddy Zach, Solitude 3.0 on Mixer. He's a good friend of ours, and definitely, you know, hang out with him occasionally. And sometimes you'll hear my lovely voice on the stream yelling and getting all upset about, well, the hot garbage we play. So, the last one that I want to talk about is Liquid House. He actually put together this crazy PC that actually has a MORAD on it, which is pretty cool. In internals are, I think he's got an EK water block and some other, oh yeah, right, it's mostly heat killer stuff. But he's got 2 Brez and a Morad and all sorts of stuff inside the Lian Li 011D XL, the massive one. But the cool part that I wanted to show you was, if my internet doesn't crap out on me, which it probably will, because, you know, that's typically what happens. You know, you want to show something off and you're like, yeah, cool, check it out. And then it dies.
So we're at the end, almost at the end of the stream, right?
Right, of course. Right at the end of the stream, right where it's getting good, right where I want to show everybody off. Of course. Well, he was using ModWater Clear, the UV Clear, actually, in his system, which was kind of nice, you know, and we sent him a sample pack just to see if he would like it and used it, and he loved it. He actually wants more. There it is! Look at that! ModWater Clear! It's going in there!
I'm still waiting to use my green one.
I know! Well, we used green in your, we used some of the green in your last
that's
build.
the one you used in my build.
Yeah, we used UV green in that. So, we did have photos of that somewhere. I will have to show them next time because I can't get to them right this second. But if you guys do want ModWater, just go to the site. We're actually doing a BOGO on ModWater. Hey, it's the news update. Check that out. We're doing a buy one, get one. So if you add 2 of these to your cart and you type in promo code coolant at the end, you will actually get one for free. I thought that was a pretty decent deal. Now, you do have to pay for shipping, and shipping does kind of stink because, well, it's heavy. So I get that. I understand. However, it's...
Concentrates.
All right, knock it off there, Landry. I think you have something in your throat, and you need to just get some water or something.
Sorry.
You're right, though. You're absolutely right. We should probably go down that avenue eventually. But,
I mean, for what it is so far, I mean, from what I've heard from everyone, it's really, really great.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I mean, we're trying to make a an American-made, American USA, made in America water that actually is made here in New York. We actually make it down in the warehouse. We have this crazy system, water system to make it all work. So if you do have the ability to buy some coolant or want some coolant, you want to try something different, we have ModWater. We're not doing any of the pastel stuff yet. I don't think we ever will because that's just asking for trouble. However, we do have the UV, the clear, the blue, the red, the green, and then if you want like a certain color or like a special custom color, we can definitely do that for you too. You just got to send us an email and we can figure out something to make it custom. We just did one. Oh, shucks. I don't remember where
I saw pink. The other day, I saw you guys mixing pink.
Yes, actually. That's where I was trying to go here. Was to ours.
There was a slow motion videos of the drops going into the...
Yeah, actually. We did that. That's actually in the computer that I'm using right now, the Eiskreislauf, which is pink. It's a custom color, which was kind of neat. Yeah, this one right here. We did some slow-mo of the different...
I knew I wasn't crazy.
No, you're not. Not entirely. Not like the rest of us. But again, we didn't, we had to finagle this quite a bit and do some testing in order to actually make it work. Because just dropping blue into red did not work at all.
I tried that with pastel, trying to make orange with yellow and red, and it turned out peach.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, no.
No, it's... No. That's not how it works with the fluid. Like, I mean, if you had color theory like I did for a year, I had to take, and
it doesn't work like kids paint.
You would think it would. You
think that's what I tried. No,
I don't know. No, I guess not. No. But again, if you do want custom color, just let us know. Again, we will definitely figure out something for you and get you taken care of. But I think that's going to do it for us today on the ModMyMods news update. Again, thank you, Landry, for joining us.
No problem. It was my pleasure, man.
I mean, hey, it's nice to talk to you. Even though I could literally throw a stone across the water and hit you with it. But I need to come see you up in Canada sometime soon.
Yeah, it's only like 5 hour drive.
I know. Once this thing settles down, hopefully we'll get together and hang out for a bit. But again, thank you everybody that have joined us in the chat. Everybody that's here. Oh, Maven popped in too. Thank you. Again, it's just something to talk about. We're just doing the news and trying to keep it short and sweet. So we will see you coming up on Friday. And thanks. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. And if you're sick, stay home. Other than that, take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon.